Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Elite's Grade Interview Series, where CAT aspirants aspire to convert into top MBA campuses. So today we have with us one of our students who has converted Trinity of IIMs. Yes, you heard that right. He has converted IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Bangalore, and Calcutta, and I'm so excited to talk to him today. So first of all, hi Ritvik, and congratulations for converting into all IIMs.
Uh, Thanks, Khushbu. Thanks for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. So, Ritvik, can you please describe a bit about your profile?
Sure, Khushbu. So I'm Ritvik. I'm from Calcutta. I completed my schooling from Calcutta itself. I had a 10 CGPA in 10th and a 95 percentage in 12th. And post that, I moved to Chennai to pursue my engineering in computer science from SRM University. I graduated last year with a CGPA of 9.5, and post that, I worked for 11 months with a very early stage startup in the fintech space as an investment banking analyst.
Okay, great. So, Ritvik, what was your journey like with Elite's Grade and its mentors?
Sure. So last year was my second CAT attempt. I gave my first CAT attempt in final year in 2019. And after that exam, I knew that I won't be getting the percentile which is required for all the calls. And I know that I had the potential to do better. So I reached out to the mentors at Elite Grid. I had a few seniors who had studied there, and all I had heard was positive reviews. So I reached out to Hani sir over Messenger. I talked to him he was very he was very kind and patient with me. He solved all my doubts, gave me an overview of the course, and I joined Ellis Grit in the first batch, and then the classes started, revisions, mocks, and that was an entire journey itself. So the journey was so beautiful and enriching that I would cherish this journey forever.
Great. Yeah, I think at the start, at the initial stage, when you get the people around you who are guiding you in the correct way, I think it really optimizes your chance and time in preparation.
Yeah, definitely. So when you have mentors who are willing to work more than you, who put in twice the effort that you put in, the peer group. So I was not very active on the Facebook group, but whenever I logged in, I would see people out there are solving doubts, helping each other. There also used to be light moments apart from the solving. So this environment that was created was very helpful. It would keep you motivated. It would pick you up when you are feeling down. And the like-minded peer group was one of the most important strengths that you can have during this period of CAT preparation. And the mentors were the best that you can get. Hani sir, with all his long sessions, his tenacity, his method of solving things or motivating us. Gaurav sir with his LIDI skills. So I'm sure that all the CAT aspirants, whether they are easy students or not, would have gone through his playlist. So no doubt he's the LIDI king. And Shazar sir with all his fun moments and his methodology of guiding us through VRC. So it was a very enriching experience.
Okay, all right. So, Ritvik, mocks form a very crucial part of the entire CAT preparation. So, when did you start giving mocks? Were it at the start? Was it in the middle of the course, or was it when you completed the entire course?
So I had started giving mocks very early on because, as I said, this was my second CAT attempt, and I had a very different expectations from the mocks in the beginning. So I had set up my mind that I won't look at the scores of the mocks in the beginning. I would just see where I stand, what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses, so that I can work upon them. So the initial mocks that I gave in April and May were mostly for seeing what are my strengths, where am I lagging, so that I can work on them. And the serious mocks that I started giving, wherein I used to analyze them rigorously and work on my scores, would be somewhere during July or August. From then, I started giving mocks very rigorously. So I used to give two mocks per week, then analyze them and work on the weak areas, and then repeat the entire cycle basically.
Okay, all right. So, Ritvik, we have heard like some students believe in quantity when it comes to mock, like they prefer giving more and more mocks, while some people, students prefer over quality on that. Like they analyze the mock first and only then they move on to another. So, what was your mock strategy when you were preparing?
So I would say that I had a mix of both. So I used to focus on the quantity because test taking part is also very important, getting into the right attitude of solving those mocks in environment. So a perfect mix of quantity and quality both is important. So something should not happen that you are over analyzing the mocks or putting in more time wherein you could have solved another mock and got to know more strengths and weaknesses. So I used to give 2 mocks per week from 2 different institutes. So that gave me the diversity also, and it was perfectly possible to analyze those 2 mocks, give them, and work on your strengths over a week. So 2 mocks per week is perfectly all right, and that gave me enough mocks to gauge my strengths and weaknesses. So I gave about 50 mocks, 50 to 55 mocks over those 4 months, and those were all from 2 institutes. So if you can do that rigorously and religiously, analyzing, giving them, and working on improving your scores, then it is very much doable. So a perfect balance of both is the way to go.
All right. So, continuing on the mocks part, do you prefer in solving and solving paper again and again to check where you went wrong, or is there any other particular approach you follow, especially in VARC section?
Yeah, so I did not solve the entire paper completely. So what I used to do was, after giving the mocks and when the results came out, I used to solve those questions first that I was not able to solve. If I was able to solve them during that time, then I would work on them over the week. And if I was still not able to solve them, even after giving extra time, I would look at the solutions and make a note of them. So I used to solve those questions that I could not solve in the mocks, and the ones that I got wrong, I would try to solve them again. After having a look at the solution, if it was a calculation mistake, I did not waste time solving them again. I just used to look at the methodology. And coming to the VRC part, I used to go through all the solutions, even if I got it right or wrong, because the reasoning part, which is in VRC, is very important. Like, what if you were in the author's shoes, what would you have done? So the coaching institutes do give a better view at that. So even if I got it correct, I used to go through the solutions because they brought in a new point or a new diversity, which was very important. LRDI, I used to solve those sets which I could not solve in the mock during the mock, or those which I got wrong due to my logic. So those found a very important part. And in QA, I used to go through all those questions which I got right. If I could see a shorter method, then I would note it down. Or if there was any question that I got wrong, then I would just again skim it through and solve those questions which I could not solve.
Okay, all right. So, Ritvik, this entire preparation is quite tedious and quite, long. So, how did you tackle with the burnout and the pressure, especially when you were not scoring well in your mocks?
Yeah. So the journey of cat is just like the journey of life. It is filled with ups and downs. But again, you would enjoy this journey. There are many things that you would learn along the way. So there were times when I did not used to get good marks in mocks, or the percentile was not something that I had expected. And the only support system that I had during that time was the mentors. I reached out to mentors, and they were the ones who told me that happens. Don't take this scores to the heart. And apart from that, again, another thing which may sound very naive, but that I used to do was, I used to watch the videos of the colleges where I wanted to go to, visualizing that how the life would be if I get in. So again, that may not be a very practical thing, but it lifts you up when you are feeling low, or when your scores are not up to the mark. But the mentors were the one who told me that it's okay. The score may come low for 1 mock or 2 mock, but hang in there. Not giving up and working consistently on it is the key. And that worked out well as well for me in the actual cat as well.
Yeah, I think the key thing here is not giving up and, just keep moving
Yeah,
on and, not get disheartened by few mocks or few other things not going right in your direction. Yeah,
definitely.
right.
Don't give up. Hang in there.
Yeah. So now I will come to the interview part. So how different and how difficult was your interview of IIM Ahmedabad from the rest? And also after your interview, were you very confident that, I will get through this, or you were very nervous or confused?
So coming to the interviews, talking about the Trinity interviews, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, all three of them had very different interviews with nothing in common. So first I
Okay.
had the Calcutta interview, and in my Calcutta interview, I was just asked the questions that were the calls I had from, or which institute would I join if I convert all the calls. And post that, I was grilled on mathematics, class 11, 12th mathematics, college level mathematics. So I was given 8 to 10 rapid fire maths questions and was asked to solve them, and nothing else, nothing from my engineering, nothing from current affairs, just maths. So that was my Calcutta interview. And after Calcutta interview, I had my Bangalore interview. In my Bangalore interview, it was a stress interview. So it was a 20 minutes interview. And out of those 20 minutes, 17 minutes, I was trying to convince the interviewers that I would be a perfect fit for MBA. They were trying to tell me that no, come back after 2 years, get some work experience. You have an exciting job. You're coming here for money. So all the three panelists were just arguing with me that you are not the right, that this is not the right time to pursue an MBA for a year. You come back after 2 years. But I tried to stick to my point. I gave them my methodology or thinking process that why I want to do an MBA, and that happened and that worked out well. And coming to my Ahmedabad interview was a mix of everything. So they started off with the academics, my engineering stuff, and then they moved to public policy, politics, and the usual Atmanirbhar Bharat and stuff. And finally, it ended with my interest. So I had a discussion with the interviewers about my interests, about why I like watching football or anything for about 10 minutes. So again, all the three interview experiences were very different and there was nothing in common. But that is what the interviews are all about. They are about you, and there are various aspects to your personality. So you never know what would come up in the interview, or you can never predict what can happen in an interview. There is no defined method. So just be your natural self, and that is how the interviews would go about. And after every interview, I was not sure what would happen. So after Ahmedabad interview, it never felt like an interview. It was such a casual conversation. So I had two thoughts in mind. One thought was that the profs were so casual with me during the interview that they had already made up my mind to reject me looking at my application. And the second thought was that it was such a casual interview that they were very impressed and did not want to grill me more. So these are the thoughts that would stay with you until and unless the results come out. But again, embrace these thoughts, relive those moments, and be ready for whatever the results might be.
Yeah. So we can say like in these such kind of interviews, more than your knowledge, they're testing your personality and like how emotionally intelligent you are when it comes to dealing with situations like that.
Exactly, exactly. In a lot of interviews, I was not asked even a single academics questions. It was all about what I had done, what are my interests, what are my values. Especially so in the XLRI interview, then did not ask me anything related to ACAS. It was all about my interests and what my beliefs were. So yeah, just prepare as much as you can and be ready for anything that might come up in the interview and be your natural self. That's it.
Right. So, like Ritvik, you converted all the three IIMs and you decided to join IIM Ahmedabad. So, was that an easy decision or was that a very tough decision to make?
So it was definitely not a very easy decision. It was a tough decision, but it is one of those dilemmas that everyone would want to have in life. Uh, Once the results came out, I reached out to my seniors, talked to them. So my heart said Ahmedabad, but my mind said Calcutta because I am from Calcutta. I have gone to the Joka campus. I have seen everything in and out. But again, Ahmedabad was the college that I had dreamt for during my entire journey. So even if you select Calcutta or Ahmedabad, you cannot go wrong. These are the best business schools in the country. But don't look for validation from people. Go with what your heart says. Reach out to seniors. Do some basic research where you would fit in. And I felt that Ahmedabad was a good fit for me, and hence I went ahead with Ahmedabad.
Yeah, great. So, my last question to you is that it's July right now. So, what is your piece of advice to all the CAT 2021 aspirants out there?
Okay, so it's almost mid-July and we would have about 4 months left. So July or August would be the time where most of the aspirants would get serious about the mocks. A lot of those people who could not convert any colleges, they would also start giving mocks, a lot of repeaters. So this is the time where you need to scale up your efforts, complete the syllabus as soon as possible and start the revisions. Give the mocks religiously. So once you complete the syllabus, start giving the mocks. Give 1 or 2 mocks per week. Analyze them. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Over the week, give various sectionals, topic tests, or work on them. And over the next 3 to 4 months, just give mocks, analyze them, and continue revising. For the students of LH grade, I know Hani sir would already have started the long sessions for revision. So the revision part is sorted for them, but just be consistent. Do not have backlogs at this moment. At this moment, focus as much as you can on the revision and the mock giving part. Focus on the mocks. Try to improve your score, but one bad score or one good score should not define what you are. Your main takeaways from a mocks would be your learnings and what your strengths are. So work on them, revise, and just repeat these processes.
Yeah, great. So, on this note, we come into our session. So, thank you so much, Ritvik, for joining with us and wish you all the best for your future endeavors. It's great. It
Thank
was
you,
great
Khushbu.
having you here.
Sure, sure. It was a pleasure. Thank you, Khushbu, and all the best to all the CAT aspirants. Hope you reach your dream colleges.